Welcome back my YouTube channel Old Car Stories. Today, we take you on a journey back in time to explore history. This car, 1950 Chevrolet Fleetline, United States, is more than just a car. It's a rolling time capsule from an era when American roads were stretching out with newfound optimism. Just 5 years after the end of World War II, the United States was rapidly evolving. Suburbs were growing, families were expanding, and the automobile had taken center stage in the American dream. Among the many vehicles that graced those early post-war years, the Chevrolet Fleetline stood out, not only for its distinctive design, but also for what it represented. In 1950, Chevrolet was already one of the leading names in the automotive world. General Motors had built a reputation for delivering reliable, stylish, and affordable cars for the average American family. The Fleetline was part of Chevrolet's Deluxe and Special series, offering consumers a blend of sophistication and practicality. It wasn't just a car, it was a statement of progress, hope, and movement. The Fleetline's most recognizable feature was its fastback design. With a sweeping rear roofline that sloped elegantly to the back bumper, it captured the spirit of speed and motion even while standing still. This design was influenced by the streamlining trends of the 1930s and 40s, which aimed to improve aerodynamics and visual appeal. By 1950, however, it was also about fashion, an automotive expression of American style. Under the hood, the 1950 Fleetline was powered by Chevrolet's reliable 216 cubic inch inline-six engine. Known as the Stove-Bolt 6, this engine had a reputation for durability and ease of maintenance. It produced 92 horsepower, which might not sound like much today, but it was plenty for cruising highways and city streets at the time. Smooth, quiet, and dependable, the Fleetline's engine helped it become a favorite among families and business owners alike. This model year marked an important transition for Chevrolet. While it still retained many pre-war styling cues, the 1950 Fleetline also showcased modern touches that hinted at the future. Chrome detailing was generous but tasteful, wrapping around the grille, windows, and bumpers. The car's broad fenders and low-slung stance gave it a commanding presence without being overly aggressive. The interior of the 1950 Fleetline was just as impressive as the exterior. It was designed to be both functional and comfortable. Cloth bench seats provided ample space for up to 6 passengers, and the dashboard layout was clean and simple, with clearly labeled gauges and controls. Every detail, from the steering wheel to the door handles, had a sense of craftsmanship that spoke to the pride of American manufacturing. One of the standout features was the dashboard's symmetrical design. The central speedometer was flanked by auxiliary gauges, and everything was backlit for night driving. This thoughtful layout made the driving experience more enjoyable, especially during long trips. The column-mounted shifter was another practical touch that freed up space and gave the car a more open feel inside. The Fleetline came in 2 main body styles in 1950, the 2-door Fleetline Deluxe and the 4-door Fleetline Special. Both shared the fastback silhouette, but the Deluxe offered additional trim and upscale features. These included chrome window surrounds, better upholstery, and more detailed finishing. For many buyers, choosing the Deluxe meant treating themselves to just a bit more luxury. Though it was considered a family car, the Fleetline also had a strong following among customizers and hot rodders in later years. That sleek fastback design proved irresistible to those looking to modify or restore classic American cars. Even in its original form, however, the Fleetline carried a certain flair that made it popular at car shows and classic car events. In terms of performance, the 1950 Fleetline was no sports car, but it offered a smooth ride and handled well for its time. Its suspension system used coil springs in the front and leaf springs in the rear, which balanced comfort and load-bearing ability. Whether driving through bustling city streets or cruising along a quiet country road, the Fleetline delivered a pleasant driving experience. Safety features were minimal by today's standards, but the car did include basic equipment such as hydraulic brakes and a sturdy steel body. At the time, reliability and simplicity were more valued than high-tech gadgetry. And the Fleetline was indeed reliable. It was the kind of car you could count on, day after day, year after year. Production of the 1950 Fleetline was strong, with Chevrolet selling hundreds of thousands of units that year. It helped Chevrolet maintain its position as America's best-selling car brand. The company's philosophy of providing a lot of car for the money really shone through in the Fleetline's design and engineering. What makes the 1950 Fleetline especially memorable today is how it captures a specific moment in American history. The post-war boom, the rise of the middle class, the growth of car culture, all of it is wrapped up in that fastback profile. It's not just a car. It's a symbol of a generation that believed in possibility. When we see a restored Fleetline on the road today, it's more than just a vintage vehicle. It represents the hopes of a time when America was on the move, eager to explore, expand, and enjoy the journey. Every curve and chrome accent is a tribute to the craftsmanship of the past. For collectors, owning a Fleetline is like owning a piece of art from the 20th century. It's not just about driving, it's about preserving history. Each vehicle tells a story, not just of Chevrolet, but of the families who owned them, the roads they traveled, and the memories they created. The 1950 Fleetline may not have had the flashiest engine or the most advanced technology, but it had heart. It was built with pride, driven with joy, and remembered with affection. That's what makes it a standout in the long list of American classics that in today's fast-paced world, where technology changes by the minute. Looking back at the Fleetline reminds us of the simple pleasures of driving. A sunny day, an open road, and the steady hum of an inline-six under the hood. That's the kind of experience that stays with you. As we celebrate the history of old cars, the 1950 Chevrolet Fleetline holds a special place. It reminds us that cars weren't just about getting from point A to point B. They were about style, identity, and the journey itself. And for many, the Fleetline made that journey unforgettable.